Hey guys, about to do cloth nappies. I thought I would just like show you my like updated nappy routine. This is our dry pail. Now you want something that has a lot of holes in it so that it's aerated. You do not want to put your nappies just sitting in water. That is because it's a breeding ground for bacteria, and it's also how ammonia starts to form in the nappies, which will give your baby chemical burns. And it's also a drowning hazard. Like, you don't want buckets of water sitting anywhere. So you just take the nappy straight off and put it straight into an aerated dry pail. A plastic one is better than a metal one because a metal one may start to rust. It's important to do a pre-wash so that you can remove the soiling, and then you do your main wash, which is actually cleaning the nappy. I share a lot of this on my Instagram, like photos of people when they've taken their drained water from their pre-wash and then their main wash, and there is a difference. But yeah, like literally just throw everything in there, wet bags, everything. Obviously I'm gonna wash my hands before I touch my phone, but I just grab the nappy, pull the inserts to about here and chuck it all in like that. These ones I unsnap it, of course. This is like a snap and wipe style. Do you guys want to see reviews of all the brands we use? I'm so happy to do that as well. Now, if there was a poo nappy, usually because so exclusively breastfed poos, they don't sit on top of the nappy. Like, it's just like water almost that's brown. So you just chuck the whole thing in the washing machine and it's like water soluble. But now that my son eats solids, I actually just take the nappy and like hold it over the toilet. The solids fall in the toilet, flush the toilet, and then proceed as normal with my washing routine. Okay, I'm just gonna wash my hands before I show you the rest. Okay, so I've just put my powder in. Now, most people will do a hot wash for their, I just went past the setting I need. My pre-wash is 60 degrees and for an hour and 20 minutes. I'll just put that on and then I'll start talking. What a lot of people do is they pre-wash for like half an hour on 60 degrees or whatever their shortest 60 degree cycle is. And then they do a long wash on 40 degrees for about 2.5 to 3 hours. My machine just doesn't happen to have a short 60 degree cycle. The 1 hour and 20 minute one that I put it on for is the shortest 60 degree cycle. So what I do is I do an hour and 20 minutes pre-wash and then about 2 hours and 20 minutes main wash, instead of doing like 30 minutes pre-wash and then and then like a 3 hour main wash. I am back now to do the main wash, and what I've got is just all of our regular laundry. So after you've done your pre-wash and you've removed all the soiling, for your main wash, you just put all of your, is that Milo? Yes, sorry. You just put all of your regular washing in for the main wash, which I think is something that throws a lot of people from doing cloth, is that they think when they learn that you've got to do a pre and a main wash, they think that you're doing all of that washing in addition to your regular washing, which you're not. So I'll show you for my pre-wash. My pre-wash that I just put on before has only just finished, and I literally am just going to open up the door and put all of my washing that I would be washing regardless of if we did cloth into the washing machine. Like, straight away put it all in the washing machine. So I'm really, all I've done that's extra is pressed a few more buttons than what I would have done if I wasn't doing cloth. I just press the buttons for the pre-wash, let that go, and then I'm doing my normal washing as I would anyway. And you know, people might say that they're a bit iffy about, you know, washing wee in their washing machine. But if you have a baby, you are washing poo, vomit, wee regardless. Unless you're going to throw out every single item of clothing that your baby spits up on, then you're going to be washing it anyway. And in those situations, because you're probably not in cloth nappy groups and you probably aren't learning about ammonia and such, you're probably not washing it properly and doing a pre-wash. So you're actually just washing it all around with your clothes. Like, my washing habits, and I've also noticed everyone that I know's washing habits before I started doing cloth nappies, I wasn't really washing my clothes. Like I thought I was, but I was the kind of person that would just put it on for like an hour wash max and at like 40 degrees and use like half a scoop of detergent for like how it says on the back. It says like light soiling, heavy, medium soiling, heavy soiling, and it gives you like how much to use. I would always choose light soiling. I would choose like a quick wash and I would do it on like 30 to 40 degrees. I was not washing my clothes properly. In the clean cloth nappies group, they actually got, you know, those like swab pads that scientists use. I don't know what they're called. Petri dishes, a petri dish. So the clean cloth nappies, they swabbed a whole heap of washing machines from people who didn't do cloth and had different lifestyles, and then people who did do cloth, and the cloth nappy washing machines came back cleaner because people are washing hot washes, they're washing for longer, and they are also cleaning their washing machine more often. So definitely don't be deterred by the thought of washing wheat. And this is a really gross fact as well, but your mobile phone has more bacteria on it than a toilet seat. So there's my pre-washed nappies, and like literally I'm just putting in our washing. I'm really bad at separating colors. I do not care. Unless it's a new item, I don't bother to separate. Once it's been washed once or twice, it's fine. So for this main wash, I'm going to turn down to 40 degrees, and then I put it on heavy duty just to make the cycle a bit longer. But it depends on your machine's cycles, and there is a graphic in the clean cloth nappies group to help you build a routine for your washing machine. With drying your nappies, how you choose to do it probably is going to depend on where you live. So you can tumble dry them in like an electric dryer on a low setting, but I live in Queensland, Australia. There's literally no need for me to have a dryer. It would just be a waste of power. And like I can dry my nappies inside in like 3 to 4 hours with the ceiling fan on. So that's what I do. If you do choose to dry them outside, it's only advised to hang the inserts out in the sun, and then if you have to hang outside, hang the shells in the shade. You shouldn't put these in direct sunlight because the sun will damage the waterproof, hang on, I'm trying to show you, the waterproof PUL layer. Over time it will eventually crack and then your nappy wouldn't be waterproof anymore. Have my dry nappies and wipes, and I'm going to show you how I stuff them, I guess, putting them together. Some people don't stuff their nappies, like they just keep them in a basket, and as they need to change their kid's bum, they'll just go into the basket and get what they need out and do it like that. I went through a stage where I did it like that for a couple of months, especially through those like cluster feeding days when it's really hard to sit down and just stuff nappies. What I do is I go through and pair together all of the inserts for each nappy. So like for our Alvas, we have one microfiber, one 3-layer bamboo, and then I'll just make a stack. Now that I've got it all laid out how I like it, this is just what makes most sense for me. I'm going to go ahead and show you some tips for stuffing. With the snap-in nappies, now I used to have the bear and boho ones as well, but I sold them because the shells, not my favorite. I could do review videos and explain why, but I still use the Alcmena snap-in ones for nighttime. So these are a really generous shell. And I find it easier to have all of the inserts snapped together before I snap it in. So then I'm just snapping in one thing to the nappy. That's just how I like to do it. Some people might snap them in one at a time. And you literally just snap it in. Like these have size 20 cam snaps. And then I tuck in these little bits. And that one's done. Now, another style of nappy. I have the Alcmena V1.5s and this one Ardi Bawa, but I'm probably going to get some more Ardi Bawas because I really like them. These ones come with 2 inserts and they have a front and a back pocket. So for these ones, they're pretty like easy to stuff because you just kind of can grab it anyway
and then put your hand through, and then like you can actually flatten it out at the front, from the front, if that makes sense, because it has the hole at the front and the back. Now when I'm putting mine away, purely for aesthetics and my own satisfaction, I do enjoy snapping them closed, just so I can stack them nice and neatly away, but so not necessary. I never used to do this when Elliot was a little baby and needed me all the time. I did not have the time to sit there and do this. But now, especially because I take like photos of my stash shop for Instagrams and things like that, I do like to snap them up like this just so that they stack really nicely. For nappies like these pocket ones, so this is the bamboo baby one, where they don't have that hole at the front and the pocket is only one way. Something I like to do is, so I've got my two inserts together. Now you want microfiber on the top and bamboo on the bottom, because microfiber, it absorbs really quickly, so it avoids flooding. However, it does get compression leaks. So the bamboo on the bottom, bamboo holds a lot and it's going to absorb all of those compression leaks. Whereas if you put the bamboo on the top, bamboo is, while it holds so much more than microfiber, it's really slow absorbing because it holds so much more. So sometimes if they do a really big wee really quickly, it can flood. So the best way to have them stacked is microfiber on the top. Now, I used to do it like I'd seen people say, put it all the way up your arm and hold on to it at the end. And I used to try and do this and I found it really hard. Like, then I learned if you pinch it and fold it in like this, it's so much easier to get in there. So fold it in half at the top so it's pinched, and you've got your bamboo at the bottom, microfiber at the top, and you're still going to follow it along your arm, but just holding it like this, and it will sort of naturally go along your arm. And then when you stuff it, so it's stuffed in there now, and then you just flatten it out, like unpinch it, I guess, and pull your arm out, and it's, yeah, it's in there now. Like a couple more. Then I snap it up so it's all pretty. And same thing, fold, pinch, have it going downwards on my arm. And you can see, like, obviously it's so quick and easy. And I'm talking and explaining it. Like, if you're not talking and explaining it, it's really, you know, so quick. So for storage, obviously there's no rules. You can put them wherever you like. You can put them in drawers, you can put them in baskets, you can put them underneath your change table, you can put them in cube shelves, or you can put them in something like this. So I got this from Kmart, and it's a bookshelf at the top. Clearly we need to buy another one because this is way overflowing, and we also need more nappy storage. So this was like $12 at Kmart in Australia. So in the top, I have all of the nappies, and then down below, I've got extra inserts. This is actually bibs and swim nappy. And then I've got some nappies that don't have the best fit at the moment, but I don't want to get rid of them because I did really like these in the chunky infant stage. So I'm going to keep them for next bub. But what I love about this, and I don't know really anyone that keeps their nappies in drawers like this, one of the main reasons is because this is like a little kid unit. Obviously I'm sitting down right now, but it maybe goes up to my hip. So this is really accessible for Elliot. Now, you know, we implement a lot of Montessori stuff in our home. Having them low and accessible like this where he can see them, he can be involved if he wants to. Obviously right now it's a little bit difficult because he's like just turned 1 year old, but when he's closer to 2, I'll be able to say to him, can you please go get a nappy, or you know, do you want to pick your nappy? And then if he does that, he's more likely to, you know, lay down and cooperate for the nappy change when he feels involved. And it's also great for if you have a toddler already and you've just had a new baby, for them to be able to access the nappies. And I've seen people do this as well with disposables. When they have that second baby, getting the older child involved in nappy changes, it's a really easy way for them to feel like they're helping and they're important. Now, I did really want to include fit in this video, how to fit a cloth nappy, but the problem is
you guys know I'm a bit weird about putting Elliot on YouTube too much and like showing his face and stuff, and obviously you know, doing a nappy change on the internet kind of violates just as much as showing his face. So what I have is I have a post on Instagram with a fit guide that I made on how to fit a nappy, and I actually also have on Instagram now, there's this things called guides where you can link all of the posts that you've ever made about a topic. I have one of those for cloth nappies, and that answers questions about traveling with cloth, fit, using cloth just on day trips out of the house, like to the shopping center and everything like that. So I'm going to link that down below, and if you go to that, you'll find the fit guide. Cloth wipes, I've just got them all here. I personally use baby face washes now. I have in the past bought dedicated cloth wipes, but they were like a natural bamboo one. I got them from Flora and Fauna, and they're really like they didn't have stitching around here, and they went a funny shape, but whatever ones you want to use is fine. So for cloth wipes, you can really store them in just about anything. A lot of people just use a Tupperware container. I have this old Huggies container, which I really like because it has the like pull through part, and you don't have to open it up every time, and it's just easy because I fold them in a way, and I'll show you how to do it, but I fold them in a way that one pulls through at a time. How I fold it, so you start with one flat, and then you're going to lay the second one like halfway across, you see, so I'm putting it like halfway, and then fold the bottom one, and then you put your next one over again to halfway of this one, and then fold that. And I think this is one of the things that's really hard to articulate what you're doing, but if you just keep watching me, you'll understand. So fold it like that. And then I'm going to show you, if I put this in here and then close the lid, hopefully you can see this on camera, yes you can. And then I grab the first wipe. So it's fed through like that, and then only one pulls out and the next one's up ready to come through. And every single time you will get one wipe. When it comes to wipe solutions, there are a million different recipes online. Even if you search it into YouTube and then click on like the first 4, I'm pretty certain it'll be 4 different recipes. There's so many going around. I've tried quite a few solutions, and what I like best is using a cup of boiling water, and I'll show you how I make it, but then using an unfragrant soap. So I recommend using either plain Castile soap, which is my preferred, or I have this gentle body wash from Sukin that is fragrance free. That's important. Like I said, I recommend 100% pure Castile soap. If you're getting Castile soap, this is fine to use up, or any like fragrance-free natural soap. Make sure you do actually look into the ingredients. So I'm just trying to use the rest of this up. But this like has phenoxyethanol in it, which is one of the reasons why I don't use disposable wipes. And phenoxyethanol is in most baby care products. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend, if you're about to start doing cloth wipes, I wouldn't recommend going out and buying something like this. I 100% recommend unscented Castile soap. If you go Castile soap, I like to get mine bulk from the bulk food store, in like you take in your own container and fill it up. So it's zero waste. But if you don't have one of those near you and you get it online, a popular brand is Dr. Bronner's. Now, I really recommend getting their unscented one, because Dr. Bronner's, if you've ever tried any of their scented Castile soaps, even though they have no synthetic fragrances, the natural fragrances that they use, which is essential oils, they use quite a lot of it. Like, they're heavily fragranced if you've ever smelt it. And I don't think it's appropriate for an infant's skin to use that much essential oils on their skin. If you're making these for an infant, so that's 0 to 12 months, I recommend using no essential oils or anything like that at all, completely unfragranced. My son is a toddler now, so I use one drop of lavender. That's it, no more. But I do recommend looking at an aromatherapist and, well, sorry, using aromatherapist advice on which essential oils are kid safe. A lot of them aren't kid safe. Lavender is a kid safe oil, but I'm not going to tell you how much of it to use and on what age. My son, I use 1 drop and I dilute it properly in the Castile soap, or in this case in the fragrance-free body wash, before adding it to the water, which is important. I've seen a lot of cloth wipes recipes where they're just adding the essential oils directly into the water. I've seen some where they put like 20 drops in their water. Don't do that. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I get quite angry when I see parents doing that, because there's no advice online that says you should do that. There's no aromatherapist that's saying that's okay. There's no naturopath that's saying that's okay. And I know a lot of them are parts of certain MLMs trying to sell oils, but yeah, that's another topic. So it's important that you don't just put it straight into the water, because obviously oil doesn't mix with water, so it just sits on top, and then when you pour it into your wipes, it's all just going to sit on the very first wipe that it touches. So I take my 1 drop of lavender and I dilute that into a carrier oil. At the moment I'm using jojoba, and then I dilute that into the soap, and then add my hot water after it's all properly mixed, and then make sure the soap will disperse it in the water, and then I pour it onto my wipes. Okay, so I've got my soap and my 1 drop of essential oil and the carrier oil in here. And now, because I'm only making up like this much wipes, I'm obviously not going to use a full cup of water. If you are a stay-at-home mum and you're with your baby all day, when Elliot was at home all day, I used to make up a full container, and we'd go through that in like 2 or 3 days. So I'm just going to do like 1/3 of a cup. Give it a good mix around. This is pretty self-explanatory. ASMR for you. And then I'm literally just gonna pour it in. Thank you guys so much for watching my updated cloth routine. I hope this answers a lot of questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I will do my best to find the resource that you need to answer your question. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.